My name's Rebecca Black, and I'm a musician. I make music, I write music, and among a bunch of other things. But yeah.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal, seeing everything, the time is going, ticking on and on, everybody's rushing, gotta get down to the bus stop, gotta catch my bus, I see my friends, kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat, gotta make my mind up, which seat can I take? It's Friday.
I think above anything else, above the things I've gotten to do, and obviously the criticism that I dealt with at such a young age, that experience, while it's not all of who I am, it's a huge part into why I am the person that I am today, and that I wouldn't change for the world. So yeah, I think that many of us now more and more are kind of getting our own little slice of whatever the internet deals us, and there's so much access to everything, and I think so much access to so many people having these, whether they be huge experiences or small little pieces of what it feels like to have that much of strangers' attention on you, and it's a lot to take in, especially me being so young at the time. I was 13. The internet was a completely different place, and that didn't happen every day to teenagers. And I don't think that many people really knew what they were getting themselves into when they were posting things online, me included. So it was just a lot to process. And I did the best that I could to try to understand. And there's a lot of decisions that all of a sudden you have to make very quickly when something gets attention that you didn't really think would. Should you keep it up? Should you take it down? Should you act like it never happened? What are you going to say? What does it do to your mental state? There's so much. So it was a lot to process. I'm glad that I had my mom with me to help me make those decisions. But at the same time, with something that's so personal to you, it's hard to really involve anybody else in that. If that makes sense. I found so much peace and so much creativity on the internet before my mom even knew that YouTube even existed, which, whatever a parent decides to do or not do, or run or not run, is to their own discretion. But that's the thing with my mom that I think a lot of people may or may not know is, my mom was so removed from all of that world and was the furthest thing from like a stage mom that she could have been. When I told her that I wanted to still pursue music full time after everything that happened, she was like, "You're an insane person and you need help." But she, at the same time, she's very supportive, but definitely was going into it blindly.
Do you wanna know a secret? I know that you'll never keep it, promise. Try to keep it simple for you. High up in the clouds, like you're so special, like I never heard that before. Gotta break it to you gentle. But maybe I don't, maybe I won't be the nice guy for one.
Because of the way that everything happened, I don't know if I was necessarily sitting on the other end being like, I know that I can do this the whole time. On one hand I was. On one hand, there was a reason why I kept trying, and there was a reason why I did what I did. It was because I really loved all of this so much. And I definitely have a tendency towards resilient type behavior. I'm not one to give up very easily. So those two things really pushed me through, but there were a lot of moments, and I still struggle with this. I think a lot of artists and creative people do, is there's so much self-doubt. There's so much, when are they going to figure out that I'm really just as bad as they thought I was? Or when are they really going to figure out that I can't do this? Or when am I going to break? When am I going to prove to myself that I can't? And that is the ongoing battle. But over time, that's gotten a lot better. And over time, I've gotten a lot more, truly confident, to a place where I'm about to put out new music. Like literally a few minutes ago, I announced that I'm putting out a new song this Friday. I am so much less nervous about what people will think. And I'm just so excited for people to hear it and for my audience to to, tell me what they think about it. So that's definitely gotten better. So what is coming this week is a single. There'll definitely be a lot more music before the end of the year. And I can't wait to start talking more about that in the future. But this song is a song called Girlfriend. It's the first song that I've put out in almost a year. And it is really something that I, for the past year, have put everything that I have into, from the day that we wrote it to all that we've worked on it since and everything that'll come afterwards. So it's also the first project that I've released since I came out as being queer, which is a huge part of this new project and a huge part of my relationship with my audience now. So the song's called Girlfriend. I think you can kind of get where it's going. But I'm really, really excited about it. It was something that I thought about for years and could never quite find the right time. And so I think what kind of happened was I stopped trying to find the right time and the perfect place and make it, the moment that I wanted it to be for myself in this moment of freedom. And that's how it all kind of happened. I would have never imagined that doing it like at the beginning of quarantine when, everything started with obviously what we've been going through for the past year. Didn't think that would be the right time, but it just happened, and it happened really, I don't know if I would say perfectly, but in the best way that it could, in the way that it was supposed to happen. And that is, what gives me a lot of peace. And it's allowed me to create the music that you're going to hear this year. It's what allowed me to even write a song like Girlfriend. Because while I was writing songs and being kind of out in my own personal life, and people knew when I would write with them, or my friends knew, and all that stuff, that is so different from knowing that one day you're going to tell the world. So yeah, I'm really glad that it happened, and really grateful for just the way that people were so kind about it and supportive. And yeah, I couldn't imagine having had told the world about it before my parents or something like that. And I also, part of my reasoning was I wanted to really understand it in my own personal way the best that I possibly could before talking about it, because whenever you're talking about it in something like this, you have a platform, and I believe that you have a responsibility to, not just be kind of saying things that you don't really mean or that you don't really know, especially when it comes to something as personal as your sexuality, and in so many places still, that's something that's really difficult for people to talk about, even with their own families. So I wanted to make sure that when I was, talking about it publicly and making it a part of my music, that I was doing it responsibly.
Gotta stare at the mirror and talk. It's a shower period to till the card goes over my head. Every night when I go to bed, spending money in my own debt. When I'm lonely, it's when I'm burdened.
Every day is different. Every day is a journey within itself. And, I think everybody has those days, especially this year, where they go, oh my God, I can't believe all of that happened today. And am I gonna, be able to make it through tomorrow? I think that's what everyone's just trying to do, is make it through another day, and hopefully, a pattern or on a journey that feels overall positive and like you're going somewhere that will be good for you and the people around you. And just trying to be happy. It's not a straight line or anything like that. And so I just have been trying to embrace that and feel comfortable with that, because I think that's how we all should be, is not only be honest with how we're feeling and be okay with talking about that and encouraging other people to feel safe enough to do that too, because that helps so much within itself. But being just honest with ourselves and being okay with not always being like on par. That's really helped.
If you can go back and talk to the 12-year-old self before Friday, what would you say?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I know that she probably wouldn't even recognize me, but that's fine. But I would just hope that, I mean, it's exactly that, is I hope that she would be able to allow a little bit more kindness to herself, you know? And I think especially as kids, we are just trying to understand the world around us enough. And when it comes to how we see ourselves and, you know, how we kind of let people treat us, I think we're really susceptible to a lot of crazy things and a lot of really difficult feelings and challenges. And so I would just encourage her and everyone around her to just be a little bit easier on herself, because, you know, all of the stuff that's going on in her world, especially the like stupid 13-year-old stuff, you're not going to remember that. I barely remember what I did yesterday, you know, but what I do remember are the positive things that I really taught myself and learned to, you know, kind of speak to myself about. So I don't think I regret much of anything, because I don't know who I would be or what I would think or anything if I hadn't had done that. I mean, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have worn. But at the same time, like, I've never regretted a moment when I've dressed in the way that I really, really, really loved. Even if it's something that I look back now and I'm like, interesting. I know that I loved it, and that makes me feel really good about it still. So I just try to follow that. And the only moments that I look back on and I'm like, why didn't anybody let me wear that, is when I'm wearing something that somebody else told me I should wear, even if I didn't like it. And that is the thing that I'm like, I should have just worn the like crazy Argyle socks. Who needs a blazer at 13, you know?
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying.
Well, this year is the 10-year anniversary of Friday, which is crazy. And so I've been working on something really fun for that I think everybody will, you know, hopefully really love. And I'm really excited about this new path of music and this new music that I've been working on. I've really never been so confident about it. And I think, you know, knowing that there's probably going to still be a bit of time before anyone gets to go see shows again or go on tour, anything like that, I'm just really lucky to be able to put this music out and have people hopefully really like it. So that's good. Everyone can find me at Ms. Rebecca Black everywhere on, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the places. And the song Girlfriend will be out this Friday, January 29th, on all streaming platforms, YouTube, everywhere. So just search Rebecca Black and you'll find me somewhere. Hi, my name's Rebecca Black, and you have just been buzzed.